literally my memory. Have I lost Discord? That's bullshit.
To the
church,
and address.
I'll address the general room.
And the priests are generally referred to as
padres, clergy.
Clergy.
Where's
Statue.
going? So confused.
He's wanting me to say, Father!
I mean,
I
that's
won't.
the most appropriate entrance for your character.
Braxus, I have several riddles. Can you answer them now, or will it be later?
We got time.
Okay, so why did he shout father? You said father meant, like, they made the person. I think you told me that before, but
you also
Yeah,
said I should
yeah.
call you Daddy.
No, don't call him Daddy. Well, I believe this man has some kind of mental condition that makes him randomly yell out and call for his father at random intervals.
You literally told me to do it. You kept pressing.
I mean, I did, but now I'm mocking you for it, so...
okay.
Like my old days.
All right.
Stop saying look.
Are we going inside this building here? You told me I could find more work here.
So I think we're okay. Start away. So yeah, in your eternal uncoordinated struggle to find work day by day, so you can actually live in the wilderness we've all moved into, you've heard that once again the followers of Belmarduk, the local vaguely mercenary but definitely religiously themed law enforcement, is seeking help. They are definitely becoming an increased presence on the streets in the city, as if there's a lot more of them knocking about. They are accepting recruits now for the first time.
Alright, so they're law enforcement, right? So I knock open the door, whip my sunglasses off, and go, Officer! Run to the front.
The Lord Commander, who I'm going to ping again, because again, he's just like the cool.
Unhand me, priest.
Great, now I've got the loading symbol in the middle of my screen.
I have crashed my own Discord.
You fucking Egypt.
No, his token's too awesome. Your manly badassness has fucked everything up.
Not only did you crash your own one, you crashed everyone else's.
Yeah, it's there for me
That's
too.
impressive.
I'm gonna live with this loading icon. I can't be bothered to reload. Oh, I'm gonna have to. Damn it. Fine, refresh.
It's your aiming reticle, you know?
You win this round.
It's when you need to, ADS on a D&D. Aim down scope. Well, sight.
So anyway, ye arrive in. The Lord Commander is standing in. As with last time, it is extremely busy in here. There are priests running up to him, handing him documents, getting him to sign things, giving quick reports, saluting, and running away. There's a constant stream of people up and down the left side of the building. The right side remains in darkness. Oh, excuse me. And as you're approaching, he turns. Up. Oh, good. I needed help, and I'm glad it's you folks. Come.
You say that now, you're gonna regret it later.
Oh,
We've
honest.
never met before. Hello, I'm Billy. Billy Butcherson. That's my name. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm good with swords.
Good to
Roscoe.
meet you too. Oh, I didn't realize he hadn't met Roscoe.
I mean, I haven't met him
Fancy.
either, but I was gonna pay attention to you and then do the introductions later.
Do not offer your hand to the halfling, and my finger has still not quite recovered.
Are you referring to Roscoe?
Yes.
I think you could just call him by his name. Calling him the halfling is a little insensitive, to be fair. Not gonna lie, bit of a dick
You didn't even
move.
know.
I mean, to be fair, it's the only person who seems to recognise I am actually a halfling.
Everyone else thinks
Unless
he's
you
a
don't
no.
know.
To be fair, most people
Yeah.
think you're a hyena or a spider, so yeah.
And they're not wrong.
Can you have this conversation on the way? I'd like to. I've got an awful lot of business to attend to.
Of course.
So just to catch you up, yourself and Braxis anyway, Gordon. You did me a good turn last time, you may recall. You filled me in on some of the doings of Theon Bumble.
Ah,
with
yes, the
regards
farmer.
to that toll road. No, he wasn't the farmer. He was the merchant man that hired you through me
Remember.
last time.
He's
Guys,
another
house we
Bumble.
stormed through.
Oh man, that's
Yes.
even more confusing. Are you sure it was Bumble? Because then we have Farmer Bumble cunt, and that makes it really. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
Well,
He's
Are
a
they
jumble.
related?
I'm actually double checking. Jumble! His name was actually Jumble. I was misremembering. Yeah, that's much fucking better.
That is, to be honest, much better. I'm glad that I questioned it, and I'm sorry to interrupt. Please do continue. Let's get this show on the road.
Sorry, I sometimes forget the names of my current mortal enemies.
You get them bumbled.
The good news is, thanks to you giving me a heads up, I've commandeered the toll gate. So, we are working in conjunction to collect tolls, ensuring they're a fair rate and ensuring the tolls are going to the right places. And the good news, and he offers you all a little metal icon with the symbol, a little metal coin with the symbol of the church on it. You just present this and you will not be charged a toll when you head into the Northwest Lands.
Just need to put it in our windshield so that they can see it when we approach, yeah?
Your what?
Windshield. You know,
The visor to our helmets.
when you
So
hold
we'll
your
be
shield
charged.
up to protect it from the wind.
So we won't be charged a toll at all.
Nope. No. Oh, excuse
How much do you normally charge for your fancy road?
Well, we're only charging a few coppers, enough for hiring people to maintain the road and do upkeep. It's a very, very busy road these days. It doesn't actually... You charge 1 or 2 coppers from everyone who goes by. You'd be amazed how well it builds up.
Where's it go?
Wait. I have a question, sorry. Has Belmar Duke then claimed ownership of this road that was built by the settlers there?
No, we're just ensuring the money goes to the right place.
Ah, okay, so you're kind of helping out. Good. I was going to worry there that we'd have an issue with you. Sort of
The
stealing
locals-
money
the
from the
locals-
locals.
The locals are happy enough to make a donation to us in exchange for protecting their right to their road.
Protection, I understand.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's good, honest work. Please continue.
Beyond the toll, things aren't a huge amount better, though. Theon Jumble retreated to his house once you had finished clearing it out, and frankly, he's fortified the place. It'll be a while before we could potentially get anywhere near him if he gives us another reason to. And he's still got thugs moving throughout the country lands. I have two potential jobs for you today, as it happens. That you can complete in any order. Neither of them are particularly urgent, but I don't have the resources, and I'm struggling with one of them in particular, to be honest.
Is one of them oiling Gareth's chair? Because it sounds like it fucking needs it. Carry on.
For that yet.
If you feel like a trip outside the town, there's some farmers not too far from the toll road who are reporting strange figures moving through their fields at night. Coming up near the house, that kind of thing. They haven't gotten a good look, but they're quite nervous about it. If you were willing to go outside and investigate this.
I see. Nighttime perverts. We'll see what we can do.
If that's all it is, I'd be very grateful, but it's not too far from where you found those vine mazes and dealt with those strange plant creatures, so I'd rather rule out it's not something more sinister.
More cats.
What, you mean more panthers?
Yeah.
That'd be handy. They fried up delicious. What was the second option, sorry?
But the second, there's a den of vipers somewhere in the city.
A literal or figurative?
Let's say figurative. I haven't come across any snakes yet that I'm aware of.
Why not both?
Fair. There are reports of more organized criminals. In some, as you know, we patrol the city as best we can, but there's a lot of people here. There's not much in the way of infrastructure, and well, we're new. Not everyone trusts us to help them out or sort them.
Any new community, crime is a problem. People go where they can to make ends meet. Safer around this part of town, but others are more aggressive, I found.
Yeah, so these organised criminals then, they're running like protection rackets or something, that sort of thing?
Forcing people to pay tolls, for instance.
Posing as religious men so that they can take donations. I've heard reports.
Are you folks implying something?
Well, no, we're merely trying to guess as to what the criminal masterminds in this city are doing. And as I said, I've heard rumours as well.
That guy is. How about the rest of us?
I don't know what's happening.
No, good. Because I'll remind you, one of the things we do is judge trial by combat.
Do.
Ha-ha!
Sounds fun.
Alright, so this den of vipers, what have they done exactly that's so illegal?
Oh, it's perfectly normal stuff for the normal criminal types. Accosting strangers on the street, taking their things, hurting people. Has been a bit of vandalism in, shops and stalls, stealing items, that kind of thing.
Word.
Fairly normal street crime, but to a growing extent. I'd like to nip it in the...
Would you like us to try and remain non-lethal if possible, if they're merely common criminals?
Yeah, there's no sense in killing humanoids. They don't cook at all good. They taste quite tough.
You've never had lizard folk.
Well, one of the things is that I would like if you could find out who's organizing them.
Okay.
Obviously, we don't want wanton murder on the streets. That's not going to help anyone feel better. Well, no one I like. But the finding out who is in charge, making sure they have no connections to known criminal enterprises. Mr. Jumble himself is outside the city, but he fancies himself some kind of lord over everyone else.
I'm sure the other guilds like him a lot.
We could find out who's in charge and kind of string them up, set an example to the people in town what happens to lawbreakers, or do you think that's a bit too extreme?
Well, thanks to some prisoners you delivered to me, we now have a ramshackle prison, So that would probably do. We can pass news around when people are sent there. I'm not fond of...
We don't
Again.
want to be too brutal. It sets a bad precedent.
Precedent.
That's what I said. President.
What's a president?
Who's the bad president?
Praxis, I have a riddle. What's a precedent?
We don't want to set up a bad precedent. Precedent.
This one myself too.
I'm lost myself now. But we'll try and keep carnage to a minimum. And, I'm sure if we knock a few heads and show them what will happen if they keep on this way, that might be enough to send them home with a tail between their legs.
No, I'm going to be honest with you. It might be best if you do the job outside the city first.
It does sound like that's right.
Like a bit more information.
Yeah, and we're kind of maybe a little too strong to do something in the city. We might accidentally break something we shouldn't.
I'm not good with restraint.
Intimidating. All right, we'll head outside the city then.
Yes.
So
good luck.
Go south by the big oak, and then head east a little bit.
The priest
Southwest.
Southwest. Okay.
We're heading northwest, and my war priests at the toll gates will send you.
Oh, northwest.
The right.
Well, thank you.
Ooh, yeah.
And what exactly are you paying for these duties, Aaron?
Oh, I'll give you 50 gold at the completion of each of the jobs I've specified, and anything that comes into your possession fairly. There aren't laws outside the city, but fairly. I see no reason to concern myself with what you do with it.
It shall be done. Come on, everyone.
Seeing as you're the lawman, you probably know this question better than anybody else. What are the laws regarding ownership of people? Do we frown on it? We probably should frown on it, right?
It is completely and utterly wrong. Have you something you wish to tell me, Gordon?
No, it's for if we happen to run into that sort of thing. I don't know what our stand is on it. I don't even own myself, let alone other people, so, as I said, just generally inquiring.
If you find that kind of thing going on in the city, inform me. I will reward you, and you can join me in a swift response.
Shit, my plans to set up the Slavers Guild just went out the window.
To boil it down to basics, what you're saying is, down with this sort of thing, and careful now.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah. And that's to do with people chaining themselves, yes.
Yeah. How else are you going to own somebody, unless you chain them?
Alright, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm dying for smoke.
Onward!
So, you move out of the building, head up towards the northwest exit of the city. Again, it's a busy section. There's a lot of people bringing in supplies from the newly established farms out there, taking stuff out to it. It's one of the more economically busy parts as actual colonization goes on up the road. And eventually you come to you recall. Last time you were here, you may recall there was thugs and their dogs just everywhere. And you may recall you were being charged a lot of silver. A lot of gold, like 50 gold or something I haven't dragged any of you in. That's
an exorbitant amount.
It was one of those things where we were very much considering butchering them, and then deciding we couldn't get far enough away to use our ranged attacks. We needed a bigger map.
And then, Ronistar is like, here, all my money.
Oh god, why is this bitch still waiting here? Come on! Seriously.
So now, upon arriving, along one side, there are the thugs with their dogs, and a couple of slightly heavier lads amongst them. Facing over to the other side, where there are some clear war priests and fellow soldiers from the followers, there is an obvious tension in the air. They're watching each other more than they're watching any of the people who are coming and going.
Guys, Let's just all cast Spirit Guardians and run in there. Just do it.
I love with the and this is definitely not at all racist. But with the accent, when you're saying with the thugs and their dogs, I just get like immense zombie cranberries flashbacks with their thugs and their dogs. Anyway, we should probably speak to the head of the war priests. This doesn't look as settled as I was expecting. Oh, hi Roscoe. As I was expecting. My halfling friend, who's definitely a halfling.
That's so weird to bring that song up.
Yeah.
Middle of all my weird, like, fever rantings, I went to a weird place on YouTube where I was literally just watching people doing reactions to that song.
But Zombie, it's a good song.
Yeah.
Very good song.
I was like, I wonder if anyone actually gets what it's about. There's just loads of people going like, wow, her voice is really nice.
Why are they doing reactions to that? Never mind.
Hello
there,
viral after
fathers!
Dolores Keane died. Because it went completely viral after Dolores Keane died. Anyway. Right, as he stepped... Okay, you're going over towards the priest.
Oh, yeah, we're going to walk towards the priests.
Oh, we wanted to have a quick word with you, actually. Your Lord Commander said you could give us some directions to a place where perverts have been peeking through windows at nights.
Excuse me?
We're there to deal with the situation. He's not a roaming pervert looking for tips.
You got any kind of identification on you?
I flash him my symbol. Only this.
Yeah, they're on the level, and he kind of gives a nod towards the guy who's up here collecting tolls and watching the commoners come through.
What's the deal with the muscle? They don't look like followers of Belmar Duke.
Nope, those are the old toll guards. They're collecting the tolls, and we're making sure that they're keeping everything above board, helping them transfer the money to the people who do the repairs and maintain it, that kind of thing.
I would like to insight check that, because I want to.
All the reason you need, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know why I felt like I need to justify insight checking that, but yeah, I'm gonna first set it to rolling so that everybody can see it, because I'm not a Kevin. A 19. I'm glad I didn't roll that to myself.
This guy seems on the level. There's nothing suspicious you're particularly getting from him as you talk.
What? Oh, I should have made it clear. What I'm more trying to get from him is whether he feels like this is actually working. Like in your talking, it sounded like you were somewhat doubting that this is how it's. I'm not saying he's fucking stealing.
No, he's watching the other guys and 100% waiting for his chance. He looks tense, and so do the rest of them.
Why don't you simply get rid of them, and you take this instead?
Lord Commander says he wants to make a persuasion check.
He does?
I will give it my best shot, sir.
God damn.